Hey guys, Heidi Easley here, Texas Art and Soul, and I just wanted to share a fun gnome painting with you today. So as you jump on, let us know where you're from, let us know where you're at, and then I'm going to be painting this cute little gnome using Essential Stencils, stencils from one of their packs, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then if you want the free tracer, go ahead and click the link in the description and you can get the template of just the basic tracer. So I just want to say hi, welcome back. Sorry, we had a little almost family emergency I had to go for. So I just wanted to say I'm sorry I had to pop off and pop right back on, but it was just a quick little thing. Everything's okay, so don't worry, everything's fine. And thank y'all for your patience, you know. If those of you that have kids, sometimes you know that, you know, life happens and you just gotta sometimes turn off the Facebook Live and go make sure everything's good with life. So anyway, I'm going, and this is what I've been doing, these cute little gnomes for my Paint Party Headquarters group. And gnomes, if you have not noticed, have been a huge hit. Has anybody painted a gnome yet? A Christmas gnome, any kind of gnome. So if you haven't done one yet and you want to, go ahead and get the free template. There is a link in the description. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Essential Stencils. So if you want to order, hey Deborah, hey guys, go ahead and tell me hi too. Tell me where you're from. And I know I'm like word vomiting, but I'm trying to get everything out that I was saying before. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stencil this on. So I'm going to just point this down. Oh, thank you. I'm glad y'all like watching me paint. And make sure you are painting too. I know a lot of times we can get caught up in the crazy, you know, all the fun, you know, stuff that's happening, but then we forget to have that time for ourselves. I try around this time of year to have at least 2 to 3 days where I'm just painting for me. You know, so many times we're painting for a paint party or we're painting for somebody else. And so I try so many times, and I'm just using some Americana white paint. This is a snow titanium white. So many times we just, you know, get in the crazy of just painting for our paint parties or whatever. And I want you to like turn on a Hallmark movie and have some time to paint for yourself. Here's another stencil from Essential Stencil that I love so much. This is a buffalo plaid, and it comes with a really great deer. So that is something that you could do on your piece of wood or whatever. I'm just using an old piece of wood, and I just painted it black. And then I'm going to go ahead and stencil this on. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of white, and then I'm going to knock off most of it, okay? So I'm grabbing a little bit of white and then I'm knocking off a bunch of it. And I want this to be kind of heavily stenciled, so I'm gonna move it over and then I'm gonna move it again. And how many of y'all out there use your paintings as gifts? Every year I give something as a gift for a painting, you know, whether it's something for my parents or, you know, some kind of art piece. So you can have somebody maybe who loves snowmen, who loves gnomes, whatever the case is. Oh, Deborah loves the Hallmark Channel. You know I do. I love me some Hallmark. Watching a Hallmark movie, drinking some coffee, painting. It's my favorite days. Favorite days in the world. So then I'm just going to lift this up. So I got part of it on there. And this was just painted black. This was from an extra llama party I had. We had a Chick-fil-A llama party, so I had some extras. And then I'm going to turn it over and just kind of place them right there. And then I use these cheap brushes from Michael's or Lowe's, and then I dab off. Yeah, Karen, I love listening to music too. I go back and forth between music, podcast, and Hallmark movies. I just, you know, if I'm trying to catch up on like trainings and stuff, you know, I'll listen to podcasts. But if I'm trying to, and then I just lift straight up. But if I'm trying to, you know, do some like, I just want to like have some fun with some Hallmark movies, I'll put those on. Just kind of some crazy, you know, fun stuff. Okay, so where do I get my brush? The brush is from either Michael's or Lowe's. It's dripping right now. Can you see it? Michael's or Lowe's. And then I just dab it. I just dab it on there and dab it off. So I'm going to kind of just do this wet on wet so that I can show you. And this stencil came with the Merry Christmas, the giant porch sign Merry Christmas stencil. I love that stencil. So make sure if you have not ordered it yet, it's a great one to use. Oh, let me show you, because I have that. Plus I have the deer that I used that went with the buffalo plaid. And you can, if you don't mind, if you can click in the link in the description if you do order, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate it. So here's the Merry Christmas one. And then I did the deer on the bottom, and that's the one that came with the buffalo plaid. And then you can see all of the snowflakes that I used for it. So I love this Merry Christmas sign. It's a really, really cute one. Okay, so we're just gonna go straight to it. So those of you that are just joining me, again, my name is Heidi Easley, and I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. And today I'm just gonna show you another little gnome friend. If you want the free tracer, the link is in the description. And then I'm going to just draw this around here, okay? Because I'm doing a different background than this one, I'm gonna take a liner brush. Just take my brush. This is a cheap one from Walmart. And I'm just gonna go around my gnome. Now, if I was doing this for a paint party, I would actually already have this pre-drawn. If I was doing like this one for my paint party headquarters girls, I was teaching them to have it already pre-drawn. So I'm just taking it and outlining, just getting the basic shape, and then you'll see how fun and easy it is. So you can do any kind of background for your gnomes. You can do any size. You could even make it part of the porch sign with the Merry Christmas. So I'll have the basic part on there. And then I'm just gonna kind of freehand this down. So that almost tricked me. I thought that was my little, oh, how do you outline the Merry Christmas sign? The Merry Christmas sign I ordered from Essential Stencil. So the link is in the description. So you can go ahead and get the link, and then you can do that. So here we go. So I got my little gnome guy, and then I'm just gonna do the basic drawing. So I'll show you here. So right here is about where the hat ends. So it comes down, up for his gnome nose, and then comes over. Then this comes down, and in a second you'll be able to see it a little bit clearer. So if you're like, oh my gosh, this is confusing me, then you can get the tracer. The tracer is in the description, so you can grab that there. Okay, so now I just want to draw out the beard. So I have this beard coming between his little feet. And then let me go ahead and paint his hat so y'all can start seeing a difference. Oh, thank you so much, Jude. Thank you, Sally, for sprinkling the love across Facebook. We appreciate you. Okay, so since I have a red hat, a green hat, I'm gonna go with a blue hat. I almost went with my favorite 24 karat gold, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna do the blue this time. And this is a True Blue Americana True Blue that I'm using, and I'm going to use a little bit of white with it, so it's a little bit lighter than normal. Thank y'all so much for sprinkling the love. So I'm going to take the True Blue with a little bit of white, and if you're wanting to get the snowflake stencil, you can click the link in the description. If you're wanting to get the template for the gnome, you can click the link in the description as well. So I'm going to just start with just a lighter color first, a blue, and I'm just putting it on here. And then you'll see I'll start to put some shading. How many of y'all out there, you do your own, have been painting for a while and you do your own shading? Is anybody out there doing their own shading? Sometimes it can feel intimidating, but I promise, like, once you just start practicing, it's really not that difficult. I mean, people can make it like sound difficult, but it's okay. I mean, there's of course, you know, people doing way more intense stuff than a Merry Christmas gnome. So yes, I do have a template for the gnome, and you can get it free if you just click on the link in the description, and then this will send to you. And then you can just print it out, and you could use, you could use, I got snowflakes on my carbon paper. You can get the carbon paper and just trace it. And then of course the stencils I use, you can see I've been using this one like crazy with all the golds and the whites. You can get this from Essential Stencil, and that comes with the Merry Christmas one. So I'm going to go straight up to the white. The only reason I had the white on there was so that I could, can y'all see that okay? The only reason I had the white on there is so that I could get my lines in. So if I did, you know, totally botch it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So now that I have his little hat coming over here on the side, I want to add a little bit of the darker blue. Oh, Renee from Pennsylvania, Tammy from Ohio. We got people all over. Welcome. And I'm just making it a tad darker, and then bring in his little gnome sleepy hat over here. So the shading part we talked about, just a little bit of the dark blue, and then I'm just going along that edge, and then I'm just kind of making it to where it has a little bit of a variation, okay? So now his hat is showing up a little bit. But now I can still go in over here and just kind of shade in, and I might need to go down to the liner brush. Again, I'm not sitting here claiming I'm doing this serious shading. Just want y'all to know. We are doing the simple gnome, but they're very, very, very fun. Sherry says, where's the link for the gnome? In the description, you can click and you'll get a link for the gnome, for the template. It'll just give you the template. And then for those of y'all that are interested in teaching paint parties, I have a mentorship group called Paint Party Headquarters, and we open the doors a couple times a year. And I'm gonna get some black because I'm gonna start making his beard and his nose. We open the doors a couple times a year, and it's where I teach the entire tutorial. So we have a tutorial every month, and I teach marketing hacks and social media hacks and all kinds of fun stuff that, my gnome got crazy. It's trying to do like cartwheels across my stuff. Watch out, gnome. It's getting real. It's getting real. So if you're interested in that, just let me know. Tuscan Red. I use this with just a tad bit of white. So just a little hint of white, and this is what I make the nose with. So I just don't want it like a clown nose, but just a tad pink. And then I'm going to go in here and make this little nose in here. Cute little nose. And really all of the fun stuff happens whenever you start to add the endings. What brush you use? I'm using a Crafter's Choice size 8 Royal and Langnickel. I'm not really sure how to say it. But any kind of round brush, size 6 or 8, I'm actually going to trade to a size 1. So I have a little bit more flexibility. And you want it to be oval. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit more shading to that hat too. So I'm going to rinse my brush and just add a little bit more shading, and then in a second you'll be able to see the beard and stuff start to come together. So I'm going to just put a little bit of black with my blue. Just bring it over here a little bit, and it kind of has a grayish to it. Oh, you're welcome, Maria. Yeah, everybody in my Paint Party Headquarters, I just released this gnome with the full tutorials and all the rights to use it to teach paint parties. So, so if you're thinking of like, hey, maybe I want to, teach a paint party and make some money for Christmas or whatever, just, just watch your email. If you got the gnome, there may be something awesome that will help you with that in the coming week or two. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit. You can see a little bit of shading, and he still looks a little strange. So in just a second, we're going to start to morph this little guy into a gnome. Love the Buffalo Plaid. Did a couple of projects Sunday with a plaid stencil. Abby says. Yes, so this plaid stencil is a must-have. So if y'all don't mind, if you are ordering, if you'll use my link in the description, that would be amazing. Essential Stencil is so sweet to let us come on their page, and they call it their ambassador program. So we get to come on, but then they are so sweet. It doesn't cost anything for you, but they give us like a little bit of a percentage for, you know, talking about their products and sharing something fun. So when you use our link, I just really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for your support and letting us share on here. It's so great to be a part of Essential Stencils little ambassador family, or whatever you would want to call it. I don't know really how to call it, but it's just awesome. They let us do this and share with y'all. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm just taking whites and blacks, and more white than black, and then I'm just kind of making it gray. But notice how I'm just kind of filling it in, but then everything's kind of like going the direction a beard would go. So think about this gnome and his big old fluffy beard, and when you're painting it, don't paint it this way. Paint it like it's going. Like, use those brush strokes to your advantage, and then feel free to kind of go in and do just, you know, well, I got a little pink in there. So just kind of get those brush strokes in so you have a little bit of a shading, and then I'm going to switch to the smaller one, and I'm going to kind of take it and then just go like this. Just kind of getting those strokes in there, and you can get whimsical with it. Oh, yay! People are getting their Christmas stencils. Wonderful. Yeah, there's so many fun stencils that they have. And I find that when I do my paint parties, I'll just bring them. Even if I'm teaching something that doesn't really have the stencils. And I'm like, hey, if y'all want to use these for some backgrounds or, you know, something like that, I find myself just kind of bringing them for extra fun creativity, and people seem to really, really love them. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to make just a little bit of a gray again. More black this time. And I'm going to fill in the boots. You know, it'd have been cute to do like some red Converse. Should I do red Converse? Maybe I should. Let me know in the comments. Yes on the red Converse. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about last month. So last month I started talking about how you could do like, instead of just getting the normal, you know, candle for a gift or, you know, something like that, you know, of course everybody loves a candle. But you could, if you have a crafter, oh my gosh, I'd be so much happier if somebody got me stencils. Because it's something I know that I would love to use all the time. So think about like Christmas gifts. I did my first thing of Christmas shopping last week. I used to be the person that waited until, oh good, everybody's saying yes on the red Converse. I'm going to go for it. I used to be like the person who would wait till like December 21st to start getting gifts. And so this year I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not stressing myself out. And so last week I went and visited a friend who was doing this big thing at like a junior league or whatever. And so I did a bunch of my Christmas shopping already. And so it felt so good, like November 1st, to have a bunch of it kind of already out of the way. And so if you're thinking like, hey, maybe I should order a stencil for, you know, my aunt who's really crafty and loves this kind of stuff, what a great gift that would be to use, you know, grab, because we know the quality of their product. So we know that it's going to be good. And then they can use it. And then also another idea too is, you know, let's say you want to do the big Merry Christmas porch sign. Go ahead and make one, and then you could give it to somebody at Thanksgiving, and then they could use it for the whole Christmas season. You know, that's another idea too. Oh, thank you for sprinkling the love. Okay, so we are going to make this a little bit gray here, and then we're going to add a few details. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of trace this over. And of course, I love to use glitter whenever possible. And those of you that want the gnome template, I am giving that for free as kind of like an early Christmas present. So just click the link in the description. And then if you're interested in learning more about how to teach paint parties, I give the full rights, the full tutorials, everything on the gnomes, in addition to a ton of other stuff. I love to surprise Paint Party Headquarters sisters. If you're a Paint Party Headquarters sister, if you'll let me know in the comments, I'd love to know who's watching. I love to surprise them with extras and fun things about their business. And so, sorry, I'm concentrating on this little nose. And so, yeah, so if you want to know more about that, just, go ahead and download the Gnome, and then in the coming weeks, you'll hear some information about what that means and how you could maybe teach your first paint party, and how sometimes it's not as hard as you think. Okay, so we have our little feet. Now I'm going to just add some little lines here. I'm just going to take my liner brush and just kind of have some fun with it. Just some little lines, some little curly cues. Just some dots. I just like to make it a little whimsical. And then I'll do that with, oh yay, we have all kinds of Paint Party Headquarters sisters on here. Yes, we are, in the midst of the fun painting Christmas season, when everything is Santas and snowmen and all the fun stuff. This is one of my favorite times of year. And I just love teaching paint parties and helping them teach paint parties. It's really fun. There's so many cool people you can meet. There's so many like fun things that you can do. I'm doing a mural project right now, and sometimes people ask me, they're like, how did you get a mural project? And I'm like, it's because I'm always meeting new people when I'm teaching paint parties. I'm always meeting. Somebody said, I didn't see who it was, but they said, I wish my hand was that steady. My secret, because a lot of times I drink a lot of coffee and I shake a lot, so I'll anchor my pinky and then I'll hold it still like that. So by anchoring your pinky, you can sometimes kind of control that a little bit, or even hold your wrist like this and then get your pinky anchored, and then you could go in and paint, and it makes it a little bit easier. Also, you'll notice I got my arms really firm here. And I have, we got the queen on, and I got my arm really firm here, and then I got my wrist really firm here, so I have a lot of stability. I'm not trying to do it like this, everything is very, very firm and held onto, because especially in the mornings when I'm trying to paint and I'm drinking like 2 cups of coffee, I'm just like, I should have waited to paint this until it wore off a little bit later. Okay, so then of course I recommend, where's my favorite glitter? I recommend using this, Craft Twinkles, and I'm about to announce 3 winners for Stencils. So if you're interested in winning some stencils tonight. But basically I like to add some little, glitter glue to this or whatever, but this is just a fun, different way to use the essential stencils. I just wanted to show you a new fun way. And then kind of, these are, of course, if you want the template for this, I have the full tutorial and rights to it in Paint Party Headquarters. But if you want the template, I'm giving that away for free today, so you can check that out. Okay, so the winners are, and all you have to do is message Essential Stencil and tell them you are the winner. So we have, let's see here, Laura Pate. If you will message Essential Stencil, congratulations. Let's have Renee Jenkins. She says, I could use a win. Well, Renee Jenkins, you just got one. And we have, let's see, oh my gosh, who else? We have so many people. We have Megan Lunsford, Glitter and Gnomes. Everybody loves glitter. Okay, if you just heard your name, I want you to message Essential a stencil. A stencil. And then for all of you that didn't win, you're still a winner because you get the the Christmas gnome template for free. So everybody's a winner. And then please, guys, make sure that you, if you order your stencils tonight, make sure you use my link in the description. My family would really appreciate it. And I just wanted to say thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you want to know more about paint parties, check me out, Texas Art and Soul. And you can learn all about how to teach paint parties. So I hope y'all have a great night. And hopefully if I don't see y'all next month, I'll see y'all in January. All right, bye guys.